Okay, I want to test my Pokemon knowledge, and I need something quick since I have various projects I need to work on, so Lucas C. He's a guy, I guess, did a thing and it was not very good. You're also wondering why I'm using Ryan and Zenny's avatar. Well, that's to build up suspense.
Oh, I love the fact that I get to bash this thing. I do not like Torterra, period. And it is one of the worst starters of all time. The biggest thing that makes this Pokemon so terrible is its bad speed stat. Isn't this horrible? It's got 56! What is Torterra going to hit with that abysmal speed stat? Nothing. Torterra is just terrible because of its speed. Its move pool is okay and it looks decent on paper in a Sinnoh-type playthrough, but what's the speed hitting? It's this low on the list because of its speed. I don't think I need to really get much more into detail than that.
Torterra is a terrible Pokemon, but all your segment boiled down to is, herp derp, Torterra is slow! You could have mentioned the fact that many Pokemon are just better tanks than Torterra, which is Torterra's main role in competitive, like Ferrothorn, which, by the way, is even slower than Torterra. Or the fact that Torterra's typing is really bad. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Torterra is a bad Pokemon, but your reasons for why it is a bad Pokemon were just awful.
Alright, we got a lot to uncover here, so let's go through each one of these points one by one, shall we? For starters, how is it an issue for Umbreon's main complaint towards Torterra to be its slow speed, as speed can be an important factor in both scenes of Pokemon. As in the competitive scene, it's actually quite important for a Pokemon to be faster than their opponent, otherwise they might end up being screwed, and for casual play, it can be irritating for the player when they are trying to catch wild Pokemon with an ability that allows said Pokemon to escape. Hi Teleport, how are you doing? Secondly, what is saying Ferrothorn is a better tank than Torterra helps strengthen Umbreon's segment, since I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure Umbreon was just talking about how Torterra's speed hurts his chances of being useful, considering how the other starters in Generation 4 outspeed Torterra in every way. Also, don't you think that you could have picked a better example for this point, since Umbreon is primarily talking about star Pokemon in this list, and last time I checked, Ferrothorn isn't a star Pokemon, as well as how it's also a physical sweeper, giving Ferrothorn an advantage over Torterra, considering Ferrothorn can play two roles in the competitive scene. And on to Ferrothorn, how does saying this Pokemon has a slower speed stat than that Pokemon debunk the fact that Umbreon doesn't like Torterra due to it being too slow, since last time I checked, but just because A is slower than B doesn't mean that B isn't slow. And finally, I love how you say that Torterra has a bad typing, yet never go on to explain why Torterra's typing is bad. Like, come on, you were able to explain your previous point in good detail, yet for some reason you didn't even try with this one, which would leave people who don't know about the competitive scene lost on what you're trying to get at. Now, the reason that Torterra is a bad typing is thanks to the Pokemon being a grass and ground combination. That makes Torterra over the flying, bug, fire, and ice attacks, which, considering how common it is to find Pokemon moves of these types, it sorta leaves Torterra in a state of being fucked. Now, this is something you could have used to explain why Torterra's typing sucks, but nope, instead you just decide to go the lazy route and say it sucks with no elaboration on your end, which, considering the person you're covering, when Mystic Umbreon is able to expand his points better than you in this instance, then that's just pathetic. And that's the end of the video. So normally I would have some final thoughts, but screw that! I got an OC now! See you later, bitches! I'm gonna watch some My Hero Academia now! Superstar Warrior!